Hi and welcome to another video by Get It Done Home Repairs. Today is a little bit of preventive maintenance that is a good idea for everybody to do. I don't know the exact time frame when they recommend doing it. Myself, I usually change them every 3-4 years, depending on the amount of use that you're actually doing. And what we're talking about today is we're talking about hoses. The hoses that actually connect up to the washing machine. You can see in the back over there, the hoses go from here to the back of the machine over here. So what I'm going to show you how to do is to change these hoses. It's a very simple job that anybody can do. Now when you buy these hoses, most of the time the hoses come like this, but it comes minus, let's see, can you see inside there? It doesn't have the rubber ring inside of it, the rubber O-ring, you see? That rubber O-ring comes separate. It comes in a package that you need to open up, and then what you do is you just stick the O-ring right inside, just like that, on all 4 ends. And you just push it in here like this, and you just push it. There is no right or wrong. You just push it in there until it's recessed all the way, and then that's right. Now, obviously, red is going to be the hot water, and the blue is going to be the cold water. Does it make a big deal, a big difference? The color of the hoses really doesn't matter, but if you look on the back of the machine, it tells you on the back of the machine hot and cold. So you want to make sure you connect your hot to the hot side and your cold to the cold side. All right, again, you just take this, push it in there like that, and just push it until it goes all the way flat down around the bottom. If you don't put that O-ring inside there, you're going to have a leak. You'll turn the water on, it'll be squirting all over the place. All right, so we have them all in there like this. All right, so now the hoses are ready to put on. First thing we're going to do, let's bring you along over here so you can see what I'm doing. And I already did this already. I shut the water supply off already. That is my water supply, and as you can see, it's in the off position right here. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to pull out this waste hose right here where the water goes down inside the drain. We're going to disconnect that, and we're going to pull it up out of the way so we can pull the machine away from the wall so we can actually get down. I don't know if you can see over here. You see right here? This is the hot side, and this one is the low side. So we're going to take those two off, and we're going to take them off here. We're going to have a bucket down below because it is going to leak a little bit. So, all right, let me get started. Okay, I hope you can see this okay. So again, we have the water supply in the off position. We are going to take out our drain hose like this. We're going to take our drain hose and just hold it off to the side, and then we're going to pull the machine out just a little bit. It's really not heavy, it's awkward. Okay, we just pull the machine out just a little bit. Take our bucket like this. You know what, let me do this one-handed and we'll see if we can do it together. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to break these loose right here. Let me get a wrench and loosen these up first, and then we'll disconnect that. I'm going to hold our bucket below just like this. And we just crack them loose a little bit. Drain it into the bucket. Okay. Next one. Okay, we drained them out. We're just going to leave these hoses down. It is going to drip a little bit, but I will clean that up, of course. Going to reconnect our hot. Now, if you forgot where the hot one goes, it's not a big deal. If you look on the back of the machine, right here is an H, and right here is a C. All right, so you're going to put these hoses on. You're going to screw them on by hand. Don't tighten it with a wrench. Same thing on this one here. Okay, now we have them both snugged on there. Now, remember they're not tight yet, right? We're going to face these down like that because I want to keep them out of the way so they don't interfere. And now we're just going to snug these up. You're not going to go too tight because the piece that is screwing onto back here is made of plastic, and if you tighten it too tight, you're going to break it. So we're just going to snug it in there. Same thing here. Okay, so now we have these two are tight. We are going to check these later on, but let's put them up top here first. We're going to come over here on the outlet here where we have the hoses, and we're going to disconnect it there and reconnect them onto it. Okay, the same thing on the other. Now I do want to add to you that I did put a bucket down the bottom because when you disconnect the hoses up here, usually the water that's trapped in this hose will come out. So just make sure you have a bucket down below to catch it. Okay, now we're going to take our red one, which is our hot, and that's going on here. Make sure that your O-ring didn't fall out. Make sure that the O-ring came off here too, because sometimes the O-ring sticks on here. So we're just going to connect this on here. Same thing here. O-ring is still in there. Okay, now we have them both tight by hand. Now we're going to tighten it up with the wrench. Again, not too tight. Okay, I just want to point this out to you. If you wanted to use the angled fittings over here, it's okay, but in this case I actually am putting them right here, and the angles are down on the bottom because I want to go in straight down to the floor, so I have a little bit closer to the back here. Alright, now before I put this back against the wall, I'm going to turn the water supply on and make sure we don't have any leaks. Okay, so now that we have the hoses connected and we snugged them up, we didn't make them too tight, we're going to turn this valve on very slowly to make sure we have no leaks. Okay, now that we see we have no leaks, turn it on all the way, and then we're going to just rub our hands underneath the bottom again to make sure. Nice and dry. Nice and dry. Okay. Alright, now of course, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to push the machine back in. We're going to put our drain hose back in where it came out, and that's it. It's a very easy job that just about anybody can do. The only thing you'll need to use is a pair of pliers like this, and you'll be able to get the job done. Just remember about those O-rings I was telling you about. If that O-ring is not in there, then it means that somebody lost it or fell out of a kit or it was taken out of a kit or whatever. You don't put the hoses on unless you make sure you have all four of the new O-rings. You never use the old O-ring over from the old hose to the new hose. You always want to make sure you have the new ones on there. That's it, we're done. We're going to push this back, and then we're going to turn the machine on to make sure it works. Alright, as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.